everybody, hello and welcome as always. I am Sean, this is In The Mix, and we're already up to episode 46 of our FC Isle of Man series, and the season is flying along. We are a little bit ahead of schedule of where I thought we were going to be. If you haven't watched last week's episodes, go and check those out for the start of our League 2 campaign now that we are finally into the Football League itself. And I kind of set us like this goal of finishing in the top half, so really like from 12th and up. But we are performing at a pretty decent level. We might as well jump into the full game. I'll show you how we've been doing. And as you guys can see here, we're currently sitting in 5th spot, 24 games played, 9 wins, 10 draws, and 5 defeats. So we're firmly in that promotion playoff position, which I really like. I thought maybe mid-table at best. If we finished in the top half, it was going to be, pretty good for us. We are still using, quite young players. We are still using players that are real in the database. We haven't got any regen talents. We haven't signed at any like random wonder kids from Hungary or anything like Hungary, or Austria or anything like that. I'm confusing too many different nations, but you can see it is still super tight. So like we're on 37 points all the way down to 14th spot, 13th spot. Tranmere are only on 33. So it is still super tight, but we are still putting together like, a nice little run of getting points and continuing to find little windows throughout the course of the season where we're getting opportunities to catch teams up if they get beyond us. And December has been going very, very well. We, of course, last week were trying to focus on getting 2 wins. We did get that, but one was, of course, via penalties in the Leasing.com trophy. Now, we have actually continued on and done quite well in December as well, winning 2-1 against Crawley in a decent performance after going down to 10 men very early. They did pull a goal back late, which kind of made things a bit tense. But overall, the team did quite well, and the guys that came off the bench did quite well. We've had a few players out with injury and form and fitness and all that sort of stuff. So definitely showed a lot of character in this one. And then we had a 2-2 draw with Doncaster. We actually were we were second best in this game. George Moncur got them a goal for early ascendancy, and they did deserve it at the time, 16 minutes. Isaiah Cornett brought us back to level pegging with a goal from a corner. It pinballed around a little bit and he poked it home. Austin Samuels then with a great counter-attacking goal. Sereno's been in fantastic form, getting amongst the assists in both of those games. And he went on a fantastic run, crossed it in, Samuels with the first time finish. And then Moncur brought one back with about 10 minutes remaining, again from a set piece. It was a very tight game. I do think they were the better side, and you can tell by some of the match ratings that you see here that like we weren't at our best throughout the course of it, and we have been managing, a few different players being out with form, fitness, injuries, suspensions, all that sort of stuff. It does bring up to 2 massive games now against Stevenage, who are in 8th and can leapfrog us if they win today, and then Bolton, who we actually didn't play that long ago, who are down in 17th. They did beat us 3-1, so it's a bit of a revenge mission. And of course, similar to last week, we are trying to win 2 games this week. If we can get that in an episode, I'm going to be fairly thrilled and everything is going to be going great. Now, we are finally getting some decent players back as well and in the side. So Bennett's going to come back. It's his first start since returning from injury. He's been out for about 8 weeks. We do, at the same time, lose Sylvester Jasper. He's got a bit of a knock at the moment, but Longello comes in on that left-hand side. So good balance, left-footed and a right-footed player on each wing. Always seems to work well for us. Otherwise, Gennaro in goal, Carson and Rooney is the central defensive partnership. Oyegoke, who's been excellent. Sereno, who's had a fantastic last month here and is now our leading assist creator for the season. Gilson and Cornett in the midfield, and Gaxa and Samuels up top. Relatively strong bench. We are starting to get some players through. You can see we've got 2 keepers on at the moment. That's because Cross is our homegrown talent that we have to have on the bench each year. They're playing a 4-2-3-1, a very similar structure and shape to what we used in our PSG 1 season 1 to save a couple of weeks ago. They've got Marlon Fossey here, 27-year-old right back from the US, who's come through the Fulham Academy. He's been at Dagon Red, now he's at Stevenage and has been for a few seasons. He looks to be fairly solid. Earring is their captain in midfield. Ex-Bolton Jr. Looks fairly solid, good technical attributes here, solid mental and physical stuff as well. And the guy we're going to have to keep an eye on, Jody Jones, out here on the left wing, ex-Dagenham and Redbridge player. Leading assist creator for the season so far. Good physical attributes for a winger, good dribbling ability, decent crossing as well. Can play on either side. So they definitely have a little bit about them. You can see why they're in 8th spot. But hopefully, as we're starting to put together like, decent little run of form, having a good December, gotten through Christmas now, nobody's hungover, we can continue our climb up the table and hopefully catch up some of those sides that are in automatic promotion places. Assertively, we're going to say, I know a lot of you have been keen to avenge what happened last time we played Stevenage. I cannot remember that result, but if it inspires everyone and gets us off to a good start in this episode, I will absolutely take it. And you may have noticed, it's December 26th, so Boxing Day. I thought about wearing the green screen nightmare. It is so fucking hot today that I just cannot be bothered. So you're getting a t-shirt combination. Ball in here, Roberts from the angle, dodds pinballs around and manages to get it away. That was a bit lax. It was just a simple throw-in routine. Thrower took it, got it back, crossed it in deep, and I think it bounced twice in the box before we got it away. Bennett with the ball here. Gax has played it back to him. I thought maybe he was going to release Gaxa into space, but they have called the highlight there. Corner here for Stevenage. Good header. Dodds didn't have much of an angle, and it was over the crossbar. I think the keeper had it covered. Gennaro was all over it. First highlight we've seen us start possession here, but Roberts has recovered in midfield. Rooney does well to recover. Ball across, Carson should tidy up. We've got 2v1 on the left if we play it. Instead he goes forward to Samuels, who brings it down well and gets the strike away and pinballs it around a couple of times. Gilsonen from the top of the box. What a finish that is. Zach Gilsonen, only his third goal for the season. Samuels did incredibly well there to bring that one down. Shield the ball from the man as well, like very tight contact. Good save from the keeper. Does well to hit the base of the post and then just calmly knocks it back to Gilsonen, who can only put it into the far corner on the right-hand side. Keeper was scrambling to get back across and sort his positioning and his angles. But maybe a little bit against the run of play, or at least against the run of highlights we've seen. We get the goal. We're going to use demand more for the last 15 minutes of the half. We've got to throw in here. Fossey starts on the right-hand side. Ball into Jones in midfield. Switch out now to a different Jones on the left-hand side, the one we spoke about in the build-up, and he's squared it up for Dodds, who's pulled the goal back. Only his 4th goal of the season, despite playing most of the league games up front. And it's not bad. Fossey in here, this is the one that hurts us, that ball over the top there. Once Jones gets 1v1, he kind of goes around Oyugoke, and the tracking is poor. It shouldn't be Rooney committing to the ball there. He should just hang off a little bit and cut out the cross. Dodds, the simplest of finishes to make it 1-1. Here we go, thrown on the right-hand side, into Cornet, back to Oyugoke. Good ball across to Samuels, who did get something on it, but straight at the keeper. If you had found your corners, it might have been alright. The highlight continues here. Oyugoke recovers possession, plays it back to Rooney. Ball forward towards Gaxa. We're not that good out of the air, so we do seem to struggle if we're not in behind early. Bennett now with the ball on the right-hand side. What can he do on his return from injury? Tries to get a ball front stick. Samuels with the header just past the far post. If he had to go on near post there, going for a bit more power, he might have beaten the keeper. Got a throw in here on the left. Samuels receives the ball, plays it to Longello, who beats a man, and releases the ball inside to Gaxa, who's 1v1, and he finds the finish, 11th goal of the season for Leo Gaxa. We thought at the start of the year that number 10 position was going to be a real struggle for us, but he has been absolutely fantastic. 11 goals, and we are still into the new year. Definitely an uptick in improvement from him, and he does quite well here. Times the run very well. It's a poor defensive line from whoever that left back was. I'd be furious if that was us. But his 11th goal of the season, a calm side-footed finish into the far right-hand corner. And we restore a 1-goal advantage into half-time. We've had 13 shots, 9 on target, 44% possession, which is fine. I'm not worried about that. They've had 10, 7, and 56. We are still on our attacking structure as well. That's what we've been using in December, and it's been going well so far. Assertively, I'm going to say we've got to guard against complacency now. We don't use that one quite that often, so hopefully, by kind of holding off on it quite a bit, we make it mean more when we actually say it. All right, through an hour now, and there's a couple of match ratings I'm not concerned about, but it could be a bit better. Oyugoke's on a yellow, so we're going to bring on Joel Connolly at right back. And Jake Rooney's struggling, so we're going to bring on Bellahoon. Now watch, as for no reason, Bellahoon runs under a header or something and lets their striker through one-on-one, but we are at least going to try and give Jake Rooney a rest. Got a corner here, Longello to take, deep ball in. Bennett's at back post, if he can work the ball back into the box. Gilson in instead. Back to Connolly. Out wide now to Bennett, who's probably only going to play a few more minutes before we take him off. He's still working his way back from injury. Good ball across. Gets Longello at back post. Can he cut it back towards Samuels? He can, and that time, we said it in the first half when he had that first chance header. If he had to go near post, he might have done a bit better, and this time he's actually done it. He's powered that header in at the near post. Keeper did get a little bit on it, but because he was scrambling across, there isn't a whole lot he could do. Longello stays alive to it here, puts it into a good area just inside the near post there, and it's a great header. Ahiri, I'm probably butchering that pronunciation, in the Stevenage goal, gets a good hand to it, but can only push it into the side netting. And we go 3-1 up against one of our main promotion rivals. We've got about 15 minutes to go, and I'm not going to risk anything with Bennett here. I need a good run of form out of him. So David Wang will come on the right-hand side, and maybe some fresh legs and some decent crossing ability will be good for us here as we get into the last 15 minutes. And we're also going to use our demand more shout just to give everyone some focus. Wang with a chance from a set piece here. Samuel's back post, he's had everything to aim at. The referee's pulled it back for offside, though. It was off target regardless. Thrown on the right now, Connolly combines with Cornet. Gordon nearly wins the ball back, but Cornet recovers due to the deflection. Cuts it back to Connolly at the top of the box. Now Cornet again. They've lost out the ball. Burton Jones has men in front of him. Gordon now on the left-hand side, bursting forward. We don't need 2 men to go to him. Connolly instead goes across. Does get beaten though. Squares it up. Gordon's managed to clip the inside of the post, running all the way from inside his own half there. So there is still a danger, but we do have that 2-goal advantage. And 4 minutes to be added on here. I would happily take a 3-1 win. Got one last highlight here. 93rd minute has just ticked over. Sereno with the ball. Looks for Samuels down in the channel. Back to Sereno, deep one across. David Wang back post can get the strike away, and it's a good save for Miyahiri again. But Gaxa, the fox in the box again, he's had 2 highlights that we've seen him be involved in this game, and 2 goals for his troubles. Didn't give up on it, knew the keeper might spill it, got in the right way, and then just smashes that one home for a 4-1 advantage. Sereno with a great cross here. That's a dangerous area. The keeper didn't come. Wang maybe could have tried to square it up a little bit earlier to Samuel's back post, but instead goes the strike, and Miyahiri can't hold, so Gaxa gets the simplest of tap-ins. And the referee calls full time. 24 shots, 17 on target, 48% possession. They had 14, 7, and 52. An excellent performance. Passionately, we're going to say, people have written us off today. You performed magnificently. It's weird that they beat us at home and we lost to them away. Oh no, the other way around. They beat us at home, we beat them away. Gaxa gets the man of the match rating, 9.2 rating for his 2 goals. Fantastic performance for him. And given that we've only got one day until the game tomorrow on the 28th, I'm going to make use of a rest day for the entire squad. Just give everyone a bit of a rest there. No need to panic anyone, and then we can take the same starting lineup into the next match. I think Max Haygarth is still a couple of days away. Sylvester Jasper's still a couple of days away. Jamie Melbourne and Kai Knight are obviously backup players in the squad as well. So Jasper might make it onto the bench, but we'll jump forward now. We'll have a look at the 2 lineups and see how we're doing. Right, so just like that, we're 2 days ahead, and I'm going to give Jasper an opportunity. He's back to about 95% fitness and conditioning, so we might as well try and get our strongest lineup out there. Bennett will, of course, come off, I think, probably with about 10 minutes to go. We'll continue working him up. We don't want to destroy him too early. But otherwise, probably our strongest lineup. Jonado in goal, Carson and Rooney at centre-back, Sereno and Oyegoke as the fullbacks, Bennett and Jasper, of course, as the wingers, as we already mentioned, Gilson and Cornette in the middle, and Gaxa and Samuels up top. They're playing a 4-3-3, mostly regens now coming through, and I think we're likely to start seeing regens coming into our team the next off-season as well, whether we get promoted or not. But Dane Cashman, the guy to watch, 24-year-old ex-Brighton junior, looks to be fairly solid, a 7.10 average match rating in the Leeson.com trophy, 6.83 in Sky Bet League 2 so far, 5 goals in 19 appearances. He's going to be the one that we're going to have to keep an eye on. And let's go and assertively say we owe Bolton after what happened in our last match. And let's also tell the 2 forwards that we have faith in them. And hopefully, fingers and toes crossed, let's not get ahead of ourselves, we can get 3 points and finally get that 6-point episode that I've been dying for all season. All right, first highlight of the game, Sereno starts on the left-hand side. Samuels with the ball in towards Gaxa. Falls to Gilson at the top of the box, and he's clipped the inside of the crossbar there. It may have also hit the upright. It was hard to tell. It was right in the corner. But just a little snapshot from the edge of the area. We're through 30 minutes. We're going to use our demand more shout. Gives everyone some focus through to half-time. It hasn't been a cracker in terms of highlights, just that one that you guys have seen as well. And 1 minute to be added on here. There isn't a tremendous amount of time. So 5 shots, 2 on target, 47% of the ball for Bolton, but we haven't seen a single highlight for them yet. We've had 5 shots, 3 on target, 53%. The only highlight we, of course, saw was a shot off target. Passionately, we're going to say the media have given you a lot of credit lately. And then I'm going to assertively tell the defence, you weren't that bad, but you can still improve. And hopefully, some of those motivated people will put the ball in the back of the net. Header away there from Carson. Wiley with the ball at the top of the box. Back to Camilleri in midfield. We've got 2 guys there on him. Just stand him up, boys. Don't do anything silly. Armstrong back to Hewitt. They're definitely not committing that many men forward. Froggatt now finds Wotan on the left-hand side. Gets a deep ball into Cashman. It's an excellent finish. We talked about him in the build-up. His 6th goal of the season. It was a good ball in from Dylan Wotan, but an excellent finish here. If he hit it on the half volley the way I think he did, Froggatt just puts it into a spot for Wotan. Oyegoke gets goal side, and then he pulls it back, and that is an excellent finish on the volley. Smashes that one into the bottom left-hand corner. Keeper really couldn't do too much about it. Throw in here on the left, Froggatt to take. Into the goal scorer, Cashman. Now back to Froggatt again. Riley in midfield, someone's got to get tight to him. Cashman on the edge of the area. Good header away from Carson. Jasper with the ball now. Just slow down, just keep possession, don't do anything silly. He loses out to Riley, who's recovered in a good spot. Camilleri into Hewitt, who's goal side with no one tracking him. Wotan now on the left-hand side, similar to where he got his assist from in the first game. Bennett has brought him down, and they're going to get a penalty here, and it's going to be Cashman to add to his tally. If he does find the back of the net with this, I'm definitely going to jump straight into the tactics, make some earlier subs. Jonado with a great save. Cashman manages to keep it back in, squares it up to Wotan, tries to get it around. We scramble it away, Froggatt, and the highlight comes to an end. Let's do it anyway. Let's go attacking still. Bennett is struggling, so let's get David Wang out there. Jasper's struggling, so let's get Longello out there. And Rooney is struggling, so let's get Bellahoon out there. We're going to trust Carson, which might come back to bite me in the ass, but let's take off the guys that are struggling the most. And let's also use our Get Creative shout. And we're going to gamble a little bit. We're 1-0 down with about 35 minutes remaining. It's dangerous to use all 3 subs. The game tends to just react weird whenever you do that. Sereno with the throw in here though. Longello back to Sereno. Deep ball across to David Wang back post. He's gotten the strike away and it was pinballing around there. He's ruled out for offside anyway, but it might have looked like a little bit of a back pass there in the build-up, but you very rarely see those in Football Manager. We haven't got much else we can do as we get into the last 10 minutes. We're going to use our demand more shout. They've got a free kick here, edge of the area, Manning to take. Froggatt with the header, and he's put it into the top corner. First goal of the season for him, and his first goal for Bolton Wanderers. We're just cursed, it feels like this season, that we can have a really good performance, a really good run of form, but as soon as we start recording, that second game is always going to bite us in the arse. Good header, to be fair. Good ball in, good header. Just poor tracking, poor marking. And maybe a bit of our Christmas, December fatigue is starting to catch up with us. Bellahoon, header away. Manning with the ball at the top of the box. Can we pull something back here just to build a bit of character? Look like we have tried to go after it a little bit. Bolton are keeping the ball quite well. They're playing much better than the team currently sitting 17th. Cashman into the corner. Skips past one challenge of Oyugoke. Cornet goes to close him down. The header away is good. And Camilleri with the strike on the half volley. Looked like it had a fair bit of venom on it, but the keeper looked like he had it covered. 3 minutes to be added on. We've got 1:30 remaining. Hutchinson with the ball forward. He might recover possession here. David Wang plays it back to Bellahoon, who goes long. No one challenges Wiley for the header. On the left now, we've got a 2v1 if we work this correctly. Longello skips past one challenge. Can he square it up? Oh, he's looking towards Gaxi. He maybe could have gone near post towards Samuels. Instead, they've recovered possession. Ball back to Pickwell. Now Camilleri. Out to the right to Langford. Pickwell again. The highlight continues here, which is always concerning. Manning with the ball out left wing for Langford to chase. He's on the right now. Just stand him up. Carson clears it away, only as far as Pickwell. Cornet recovers. Samuel's first touch that we've seen from him really all game. Gaxa to David Wang on the right. Can we get the cross in the box towards Samuels? Gets the strike away. He's pulled one back. There's about 30 seconds of additional time remaining. If we can absolutely just fly forward, boys, just go after it. What can I do here? Can I hit pause and hit skip and get a shout in of get creative and see if we can't just fly forward as quickly as possible? No, the referee's called full time. So we left our showing a little bit too late there. 14 shots, 6 on target, 53% possession for Bolton. They're a bit of a bogey team. They actually looked good in the game. We were pretty poor. 11 shots, 6 on target, 47% possession for us. And the chase continues to try and get that win, that episode with back-to-back wins in it. We're going to say I'm far from pleased with what I just saw from this team. If we want to be in the playoff positions, we definitely need to be beating teams in the lower half. And that does take us to some relatively good symmetry. 26 games played, 10 wins, 10 draws, and 6 losses. That's been the real difference. Games where, potentially we might have been able to find a winner last year or 12 months ago or in the lower division. We're now getting pegged back by good quality teams. Froggatt got the Man of the Match award, and Samuels is due for a goal bonus. He's 1 league goal away from 15 goals a season, and that would get him a bonus of 5k. Speaking of the finances, because I never really mention it, we're actually doing quite well. We're back up into positive. We've made, I think, about 130k for the season so far. The toughest part of that is that we are still renting the stadium. Once we eventually next year get back to Douglas and back to our own ground, I think we will see a bit more of a spike up towards this sort of level in terms of, like revenues and gate receipts and all that sort of stuff. Renting at the moment is what's kind of killing us. The other big one, bank loans. We've got about £1 million worth of net debt, which isn't the worst thing in the world. Like it's got another 10 years on it. So like there's nothing that's going to kill us in that regard. We could get up a few more divisions, get a little bit more additional revenue before we have to look at like transfers and things like that and worrying too much about players in and out and wages and all that sort of stuff. So we're still heading in the right direction, even with the bank loans that we've got associated there. Not the most interesting stuff in Football Manager, but it can also kind of add a fair bit of context to your season and what you're able to do in and amongst the league. And speaking of, we actually do have the lowest wage budget in the league by quite a bit, less than half. Oh, well, not less than half, just a little bit over half the next one, which is Bolton. So we are still playing far and away above our skin at the moment. So I shouldn't complain. I should be happy. I always knew that there were going to be seasons where we wouldn't get promoted automatically, but maybe after 6 promotions in a row and 6 league titles in a row, I've become a little bit more accustomed to leading the league rather than trying to chase. So still things are going well, still happy, still looking forward to the next episodes, which of course will come out every day this week. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. That's the part I appreciate the most. If you want to support the channel that little bit further, you can like this video to please that YouTube algorithm. You can subscribe to the channel to be kept up to date on videos as they're released each day. There are those links just over on the side there at @InTheMixer_FM on Twitter for all our interactions with the community. I am trying to be more active in the community as much as humanly possible with time difference and all that sort of stuff. And then of course twitch.tv/inthemixer_FM for our regular Sunday night streams. Sunday night if you're in Australia, Sunday morning if you're over in the UK, and super early Sunday morning if you're in North America anywhere. But like I said at the start, thank you so much for watching. I've been Sean and I'll see you all again in the mixer.